So, team, I welcome you all for the session. And today we are going to design and build AI agents in Copilot Studio. You can think of an agent as a helpful digital teammate. It talks to people in plain language, looks up trusted information, and then actually does the work in your system, just like creating a ticket or checking an order, right? So, team, AI agents are not only for QA. A good enterprise agent should be able to answer, guide, act, escalate, and improve. So, team, we are going to explore Copilot Studio capability that brings low code agent building environment, knowledge grounding, tools, flows, testing, publishing, and very important governance into one single platform. Team, my name is Komal Sharma. I'm the instructor of the session. I'm Microsoft certified trainer with over 18 years of experience. I have all expert level of certification for Microsoft 365 services, security solutions, and Power Platform. And I'm working with Copilot the time it was not in the market. And I'm exploring Copilot capability in Microsoft 365 environment, security solutions, and Power Platform. And I'm also creating different agents as a solution for different organization, right, as per a specific team need, organization need, or a department need. So team, this is what the agenda of the session. So we will start by getting a clear idea like what an agent is, right? Then we will spend some time on designing, because most failed agent fail on paper, not in the tool actually. So after that, we are going to build, like we connect the agent to the data source and how my agent can take some action behind the scene. Finally, I will take you to the safety part, security part, like testing our agents, right? Giving secure access to the to the users, and like I will give you different examples, some demo that we are going to cover in this session. Okay, so to team, before moving ahead, just I want to know from you all, how many of you have already explored Copilot capability? Yes, I'm asking about Copilot, not agent. So how many of you have explored Copilot? Anyone of you? Okay. Anyone who have tried creating agent with your basic Copilot license or premium Copilot capability? Anyone? Okay, only one. What about others? Okay, not creation part. Let's just discuss how many of you have explored some pre-built agent. Yes, team? Okay. Aditya, Mayur, Praveen Kumar, very good. So means you have explored some agents, that is pre-built agent. Okay, great. So team, you are using Copilot capability. You are using some pre-built agent. Now let's just move ahead and we'll discuss how we can extend Copilot capability and how we can create our own agent specific to our team requirement. Okay. Team, if you have any query, any question, please feel free to put it over chat. I will be coming to this area and address all your questions. Okay, so let's first discuss what is this agent is all about. So team, what do you think? Like some of you have just answered that you have explored agent, and many of you have not explored yet, or I do not know whether you are not raising your hand or what. But can you just give me answer in one simple sentence? What do you think? What is an agent? Anyone? I'm sure you all have used chatbot at least. Correct? Can you raise your hand? Who have not used chatbot? I'm saying not use chatbot. Okay, great. It means you all have used at least chatbot. So what is a chatbot? Chatbot is giving answer to your question, correct? Okay, so Aman has raised the hand. So Aman, you have not used chatbot? Right now the chatbot is available in I think every single application in your mobile. So chatbot is what that gives you some information, gives you answer for your question, correct? Then what do you think? What is an agent? Anyone would like to answer? Okay, Jacobus says, uh, agent uses tool or APIs to complete task on behalf of a user. Okay, much technical answer. Good. Anyone else? See, guessing is allowed. If you have not used agent ever, no problem, you can guess. Agent does tasks like human using predefined knowledge. Okay. Anything else? So, team, let's just clear the biggest confusion first. A chatbot that gives you information, but agent gives you outcome, right? So, the difference is action. Here is everybody example on the right? Someone type, let's say, I need Friday off. An old chatbot would reply with a link to the leave policy. But agent is going to check personal leave balance in the HR system, file the request, ping the manager, and confirm it back, all in a single conversation. And that's what the smartness you get with agent. Correct? So chatbot, the traditional chatbot that we use, it just limited to providing information, right? An agent is smart enough to analyze the situation, to look into the knowledge source, use its skill, and then come up with a solution or the action, right? So remember the word outcome, not answer, correct? This is the standard we are building today. So team, now why we should build agent in Copilot Studio? Why this tool rather than writing everything from scratch? So there are four reasons actually. First is the speed, very important. It is a visual maker studio. As I said, it's a low code, no code environment. So a business analyst can build a working agent in just few minutes, right? Second, it is connected out of the box with thousands of ready-made connectors like SharePoint, Salesforce, SQL. Third, governance that comes along for the ride because it sits on Power Platform. So your existing data loss rules and identity controls are automatically applied. Are you an authorized user to have that conversation with agent or to get that outcome? So you need to authenticate yourself, right? You need to prove that yes, I have permission on this information. Can you provide it to me? Right? So if agent is connected with an connector, agent is going to ask that, hey, you need to first confirm who you are. You need to prove you are a right user to get some outcome from me. Right? Fourth, reach. You publish the same agents to Teams, your website, or into M365 Copilot. The environment your people are already aware with. The environment your people are already using. Build once, use everywhere, right? So, team, these are four reasons that uh, take us to Copilot Studio and have an experience building Copilot or building agent, right? Now, when you are working with agent, every agent you ever build is made of these five parts. Instruction. Instructions are the job description. You literally write, you are a friendly IT help desk assistant. Keep answer under three sentences. Right? This is what the instruction. For example, there is a new joinee just joined your team. Okay. Now you are already a member of a team. So how you are going to make that new joinee understand your work style and how that new joinee is supposed to work? Anyone would like to answer? Let's say you are working in a team, you are already working from last, let's say, 5 years, and there is a new joinee just joined your organization and is there in the team. How you are going to make him understand what he's supposed to do, what is his responsibility, what task he's supposed to do? So what you are going to do? Providing training. Perfect. So Rupesh is saying providing training. So we provide training. Correct? We provide some documents, some knowledge source. We provide some instructions. This is how you are supposed to talk. Let's say a new person join in a call center. He has to attend the call, right? Attend the customer. But what he is going to talk, right? You need to give them some knowledge. So this is what you have to refer, and accordingly you have to answer the customer call, not just looking into data source or knowledge source providing the answer, but very important, how to talk, right? What should be the tone, what should be the behavior, right? And every answer, how the answer should be there, like it is one sentence, one word, a complete paragraph, how. So we need to train our that new joinee. We need to give some instruction, right? And accordingly, he is going to behave. And before that, very important, team, you are forgetting one important term here. Before actually going to give that new joinee responsibility, you are going to take a test. Correct? You are going to see whether he is ready for the responsibility or not, whether he is ready to take the real call or not, or attend the customer or not. Correct? Same way, team, here you have agent, right? So you are going to give some instruction, right? This is what who you are. This is your job description. This is your responsibility, and this is your boundary. How you are supposed to behave and talk. Coming to knowledge, knowledge source. When you are expecting your agent to give some answer, so what knowledge source your agent is going to refer? Is there any public websites? Is there any policy document? Is there any SOP? Correct? So you need to provide some knowledge source. Third, that is topic. Topics are flow. You want tight control over. Topic means what should be the conversation flow. If you are asking something, answer is given. Next question, what answer should be provided? The flow of the conversation that you can control with topics. Okay, such as password reset, right? So user is asking, I forgot my password. Can you help me reset? So how your agent is going to answer for that question, right? That you can manage in the topic. Then coming to action. Actions are hands of your agent. The thing that, let's say, how your agent can takes the action and perform some activity. For example, creating a ticket, update a record, enter the record in the database, right? And last, trigger and channels. Trigger means automation, right? Decide when it wakes up and where people find in. Okay? If you can name these five things for your idea, you are ready to build your agent. Okay? Anyone, any query, any question so far? All good? Can you all give me thumbs up? Are you all done, clear with these 5 points? Of course, we are going to elaborate and I will give you demo on each and every part. Okay, perfect. Very good. So team, these fives are building block of your agent. Now let's start working and designing our agent. So in this part, I will start designing the agent. I want you to resist the urge to open the tool right away. If you have access, you can join me and try to create an agent, right? Now, team, when you are going to design an agent, the very important thing that you must be having a requirement of that agent, the purpose, why you want to create an agent. Not every problem deserve an agent. Use these five tests: high volume, clear rule, reachable data, measurable win, and low risk for version 1. Now look at the panel. Where is my order is a great first agent. It is asked 100 of times a day. The answer is a fact in the database. And you can count the deflected cells. Should we approve this loan is a bad first agent. It needs judgment. It is regulated. And a wrong answer is expensive. Correct? So start where mistakes are cheap, prove the value, and then move up the risk ladder. You need to decide whether there is a requirement of creating agent or not. Then, when you find out that yes, there is a requirement, I need to create an agent, I need to get rid of repetitive tasks and giving the same answer again and again. Better I'm going to design an agent. So here is 5 steps. Design routine that takes about an hour. First, you need to collect users' real word from chat logs or ticket. People say my laptop is dead. Not initiate hard work or hardware incident. Second, group these into intents. Then third, you need to write the happy path, ideal conversation from hello to done. Fourth, people always skip this. Plan the failure path. What happens when the order number is wrong or the system is down? And then last, decide when to hand off to a human, right? It's not that all and every task can be handled by agent. Sometimes you have to, move to skilled or experienced person. So you need to handle the call to an human being. So my rule of thumb is at the bottom. If you cannot write it as a short script, the agent cannot hold it either. This is the design decision people ask about most. Author topic means you draw the flow yourself, step by step. So it behave identically every single time. Generative orchestration means agent read your instruction and available tool and work out of the steps on its own. Use topic where variation is dangerous. You want the exact answer should be provided to the end user. Let's say a refund policy or any safety message. Use generative means let agent generate the answer when receive a question where questions are wide open, like a general help desk. In real life, most good agent mix both the combination of generative AI for the long trail and a small set of lockdown topic, right? For the moment that must be exact. Okay, so team, now let's just go to Copilot Studio. So here I will take you copilotstudio.microsoft.com. So if any one of you have a Copilot Premium license, they can log in with the same ID and explore Copilot Studio capability with me. So team, Microsoft has recently changed the experience of Copilot Studio. So I will take you to old experience first. Okay, this is the old experience. I will change to my environment. So as Copilot Studio is a part of Power Platform, you have environment, you can manage ALM cycle, okay? And like you can have environment for developer, create a separate environment for testing team, and one environment for production. Okay, so I have one developer environment already created where you can start with this prompt. You can describe what agent you want to create. Okay, now for example, I will create one agent. Let's say this is an HR analytics insight assistant. Okay, so I will write one description. Let's start with a description first. You are a HR analytics insight assistant, helps HR leader interpret workforce, attrition, engagement, recruitment, and a skill matrix data set. Right? Enter. Now, what is the purpose of this agent? Why I want to create? So, team, I need an assistant that is going to give me insight for HR analytics, right? For example, I have data related to workforce distribution, some interview exit trend related data, right? Skill gap. I have all data managed in my files. But manually analyzing the things or having a consolidated response, it takes time. It takes expertise, right? So I am looking for an agent that is going to help me for the same. right? This agent should support me for analysis, for exit interview trend, what is the recruitment gapping, what is the learning priorities, right? And I want this agent to handle some responsibilities. I want this agent to help me identify some patterns by department, location, mention the data field, summarizing the key insight, create some leadership ready summaries, right? And there are some don'ts also. What I want my agent should not do, right? For example, my agent should not make employee decision about individual employee. Let individual take their own decision. This agent can help them, but not take decision, right? It should not recommend any termination or any disciplinary action, right? And this agent should not use any sensitive personal characteristics for decision making, right? So you have to be very clear when you are going to design your agent, what you are looking for your agent, what you want your agent should do, and what should not be done. That's what I said. Take a paper, just write down your requirement, right? What you want your agent should do, give a description, right? Do's and don'ts, and then go ahead. Okay. Now, just with one description, I am able to create this agent, you will notice. And here I haven't provided the instruction, but there is an AI capability that is helping me understanding the description and give the instruction accordingly to my agent. Now, if you do not want to give your instruction manually, you can just see the instruction provided by AI to this agent. The purpose, general guidelines, skills, right? Step by step instruction, all good. But there are some don'ts that is not mentioned. Okay. So for that, I will just quickly mention the don'ts area. And I will mention here edit, enter, and save. And my agent is ready. Now, once your agent is ready, as you I have created this agent, very important you need to test your agent. Right now, as you can see, there is no knowledge source provided to my agent. Okay, only instruction is save is there. Under knowledge source, you will notice web search option is enabled. It means if agent doesn't find anything in the knowledge source or you are not providing any data, this agent is going to check in web and is going to look for the information and will prepare the response. Okay. Now, I'm not going to add any knowledge source. I'm not going to attach any document. I will simply ask a question. Identify HR skill gaps. So my agent is working on my question and preparing the response. And here what it says, I was unable to retrieve organization specific skill gap, right, for my organization. However, I can provide a comprehensive overview of how to identify HR skill gap. And this is what I got. What is an HR skill gap? Right? For example, critical skill gap identify, digital agility, data literacy, and so on. And here at the end, you will notice these are few references, means how Copilot generated this response, not just in a air. So I will just click on any of these link, and here, can you see that? This is an website, a public available website, right? So as my agent couldn't get any information in my knowledge source, so it is looking for web search. That's what you have enabled here, correct? So team, now you have to decide if you want your agent should be limited to the knowledge source you are providing, you have to keep it disabled. Or if you want to keep both the door open, combination of internal knowledge source and web source, you can keep it enabled, right? And here you will notice there is a combined response from all four websites. So this is the beauty of generative AI, right? That is helping agent to create or generate the response. And how it is happening? Team, here there is a setting. You will notice the Gen AI setting orchestration, where this option use generative AI orchestration for your agent response. It says yes. So means responses will be dynamic, not the exact same answer will be provided to every single user. It will be dynamic. Maybe right now when I'm asking this question, these are the four responses, four sources agent has used. Maybe next time it is going to use another resources. Maybe because it's what dynamic. Correct. So team, this is what just a very basic agent I have created. Now, let's say I want to use a knowledge source. I need to upload some files here. Okay. So I will be adding some knowledge source. So I will go to knowledge source, add. I have two options, upload file and OneDrive or SharePoint. These are M365 option. You can also connect with some advanced database like any public websites, Dataverse, ServiceNow, Salesforce, or Oracle, Databricks, SAP. These are the options available. I'm going to use OneDrive. Sorry, just a minute. Okay, so these are few sources. HR Analytics Workforce, Then exit interview, employee engagement survey, HR skills matrix, recruitment tracker. That's it. Confirm, add. So these are few files that HR department use. So all I have provided as a knowledge source. Now, team, there is very important thing I need to discuss. When you are using knowledge source, any knowledge source that you are adding from your SharePoint or OneDrive, it is very important that your agent user, like whoever is going to use this agent, must be having permission to view this file. Okay? Because this is your OneDrive environment or SharePoint. Without permission, agent cannot answer to the end user. Okay? On the another hand, there is one more option, upload file. If you want, end user is not going to have any permission, like, or you want to make it available to entire user, so you just upload the file from the local drive. Okay, that will be the part of your agent knowledge. It may take a minute to add these files as a knowledge source. By the time, if you have any question, please let me know. Okay, so Manish, we do not invoke or trigger any agent. Okay, once your agent is created, we are going to publish it on a channel. For example, I'm going to publish it on Teams. So users can access my agent just like I have, let's say, M365 Copilot environment. You can see some agents are listed here. Same way the agent you are going to publish will be available. Okay, so Manish, you are asking for the model. Here for the agent, here you have an option to add one model at a time. So these are the models available that is right now available. If you want to explore more, like you have any custom models and all, in that case, you need access for Azure Foundry. I hope Manish, it is clear. Okay, I cannot share my Word document, but surely I can share that prompt and the description. My agent. So these all are the dummy files that my agent is, that my Copilot is created for me. Okay, so all my knowledge source is ready. My files are added. Now I can just try and test my agent. Now, for example, I will question that the same question, identify skill gap. Sorry. See, now it is asking for the credentials because I have added OneDrive data source. So team, this time you will notice the response is different from the previous one. And here, scroll down, and team, you will notice this time Copilot has used this file, HR skill matrix, right? So it is not using any external source right now because that source is already available in the knowledge source. Let's try other prompts. Analyze exit interview responses and identify top resignation reasons, department-wise pattern, and retention action. Enter. Team, I am sharing these prompts. If you want to try, you can do it. Let me just share the license requirement. Okay. So here, if you will notice, if I go to enterprise plan, you have two options. Copilot chat, that is basic one, right? With every M365 account, like your organization account, you get Copilot chat basic capability. Okay. Where Copilot can prepare the response or give you answer based on the information available over web. Now, this is a Copilot premium license. With this premium license, you can use Copilot for your organization information. Copilot can access your Teams, Word file, OneDrive, your emails, and all. And with this license, you can access Copilot Studio. That's what is mentioned here. Can you see that? This is called Copilot Lite. You can create agents and you can publish agent. You can use M365 environment, or you can use M365 data source or Microsoft data source. And if you're looking for separate plan for Copilot Studio, you do not want to go with Copilot premium license, you have a separate plan available. You can explore that. This is a pre-purchase plan. Okay. Coming back to Copilot Studio. So team, here, my response is ready. And this is what I got. I was asking for analyzing exit interview responses and identify the top resignation reason. And this is what I got. Career growth, compensation, work-life balances. And this is what, as per the severity, what is the primary reason? Growth. Career growth is a primary reason. Compensation, right? Work-life balance. So this is going to help you take the decision and do the planning. How you're going to manage. Okay. Let me try one more prompt here for the same agent. What are the top attrition risk? So team, same way like I have created HR analytics, You can create one agent that is HR policy assistant. You can upload all the policies related document as a knowledge source and let your agent handle the common questions like, for example, I want to know about the habit policy, or can I carry forward my annual leaves? Am I eligible for hybrid work if I work in store operations? Like that. So these are the queries you can ask. Okay, so here I got my answer. Combination of two, three files, exit interview, HR analytics, employee engagement. And I got my answer. Okay. So team, it's not that every time you have to add the knowledge source. You can also create a agent, just give the instruction and let your user bring a file and ask agent question about the file. That again can be done. Now, the benefit is that you must be thinking we can do the same with the normal Copilot. We can upload the file and ask a Copilot for the answer. Yes, you can do so. But why creating an agent? Because here you are not just limited to preparing the response, but the response is prepared according to your instruction, right? What instruction you are giving to your agent. Plus, if require, it can also take the action and it can process your data. Let's say the same data you want to put it into the another file. You can create an help like ticket, right? So this is how you can create an agent. Now, for example, I'm going to create another agent. I will change my environment. Okay, so I'm going to create an agent. That is an expenses claim agent, right? Now, what is the purpose of this agent? So this agent is going to help end user to know how they can claim for the expenses, right? What is the expenses limit for different expenses, let's say for travel, for hotel stay. If they are looking for any support for the expenses claim, this agent can help. And if they are looking for any claim that they have already submitted, they wanted to know the status, this agent can help for the same. Okay. Now, here I'm not giving a description, just one sentence. Create an agent to help employee with expenses claim. It is setting up my agent. Team, by the time my agent is being set up, now you can mention one agent that you want to create, right? Let's say you are from finance department, you just mention one agent that is going to assist you. Or if you're from HR, just mention. So I'm just looking for ideas that you have for your agent. Team, I'm looking for your response. So my agent is provision, expenses claim assistant. I will just quickly review the instruction. All looks good. Skills. And even here you will notice what not supposed to do is also mentioned. Do not approve claims, only assistant submission. Provide a status. That's it. Just one more line I want to add here, that avoid providing any tax advice. So team, very important. Make sure the instruction is as per your requirement. That's it. Save. Done. I will quickly start a new session. Now, for example, my first question is like, what is the expense limit for hotel stay? So, team, you have noticed I have not added any knowledge source yet. So, this time it is going to look for the information available on web. So, once let it process, it says that Komal, I'm sorry, I'm not able to find anything specific to your organization. So this is what the generic information. So what I'm going to do for this expenses claim, as this is a very sensitive topic or information my agent is going to use or like is going to generate for my end user, I want the web search should be disabled. Very important. This is disabled. Okay. Now I will add a knowledge source. So team, there are few files I will add from my OneDrive. So there is one expenses claim tracker. This is going to help agent to provide information about the expenses already my employees has claimed, right? And they wanted to know the status. There is one more file I will quickly add. Yeah, this is the one, expenses policy. In this document, I have all the expenses detailed. What is the expenses limit for hotel stay, for travel, and so on. Add to agent. So it will take some time to add these knowledge source. By the time I will just ask a question, who to ask about expense claim, or who to contact about expenses claim. So this is again, as my agent is using Gen AI capability. So as I'm part of Synergetic, It says that based on your company's team, the most relevant contact for expenses related queries would be Mr. Sudhir. He is AVP Finance, and Nisha Kapoor, who is Assistant Manager, HR for HR related expenses policy query and guidance. You will notice this time my agent is not looking for any external information. But if anything about my organization it find, it is going to refer that. See, this is what my company data. And this is my Synergetic, where it found the information about Mr. Sudhir and Nisha. But this is not actually I'm looking for, right? I'm looking for a specific ID that can be shared with end user for expenses claim related queries and all. So team, for that, this is very simple. Just in instruction, I will add one instruction that would be like, so I will add just one instruction, edit, and here, when a user asks who to contact about expenses claim, tell them to send an email to finance@contoso.com. Okay, or here I will just mention Synergetic. Done. Now click on save. Done. Now I will just copy my prompt, start a new chat, and let's see what answer I'm getting this time. So see, I got the response. Okay. And I just mentioned one single line, and this is how this answer is generated. That is again Gen AI capability. Okay. Now let's see if my knowledge source is ready. Okay. Yes, both the knowledge source are ready. And this is the expenses tracker. The file is already open here. So let's ask about one expenses ID, EXP0002. Okay, please give me update on my expense claim status. ID is 2. Enter. So here is the status that says for this claim, this is the detail, expenses date, submission date, status is approved. Okay, it says that claim has been approved. So there is a slight difference of 200 between the requested amount and the approved amount. If you have any concern about the differences, feel free to reach out to this team. Okay, now that's fine. Now let's ask another question. What is the expense limit for, let's say, for food? So because your loan, your amount is 200 rupees, 6,200, and it is only 6,000. So you wanted to know what is the limit. So here it says that limit is only 4,150 per day, right? So your amount was exceeded, and that's why it is like 200 was less. So, but again, if you have any query, you can contact to finance@synergetic.com. Right? So, team, this is what how you will notice what is the power of knowledge source that you are providing to your agent, right? Make it limited to your approved knowledge source, correct? Plus, use Gen AI capability so that the responses will be generic. Okay, it will be dynamic. But whenever it is required, you want the exact reply should be given to the end user. You need to go with the topics. Okay, so team, now let me see how what are the agents you have shared with me. I hope I have given the answer, Rupesh. So whenever you want, your agent should use a specific source provided by your organization. For example, expenses related detail, any policy related detail, HR policy. You do not want a generic information, right? So make it only internal. But when you are looking for web search, for example, learning and development department, employees are preparing for any topic. Let's say we trainers, we have to prepare for some topics. We need to get the knowledge source available outside the organization, right? We are looking for Microsoft source. So in that case, you can also go with the web search. Or let's say you want to provide end user information about the companies, about the competitors. Marketing department, they are looking for market research, what is going on in the market, what your competitors are doing, customer preferences and all. In that case, you can go with a web search. Okay. Rupesh, I hope it is clear. Okay, so Manish, I couldn't get you like agent analysis email received and sending appropriate responses, assigning to relevant. I couldn't get you. Like, are you working with some automation behind the scene? Okay, there are some agent that you have mentioned. Okay, so Aman says that I want to make an agent for my CSC center, how to build for customer help query. Okay, that's great. So Aman, for that you have to be very clear what instruction you want to give to your agent, right? And if you have any SOP, any knowledge source, any document provided, just feed it to your agent. Okay. Difference between AI agent in Copilot Studio. Okay, very interesting question. Okay, so team Vivek has asked, what is the difference between agent in Copilot Studio and M365 agent? So team, when you are using agent builder, that is a part of M365. Let me show you. So team, here when I'm going to use new agent, this is M365 Copilot, new agent. Here the tool is agent builder, very first difference. Here I am going to use agent builder to create my agent. And Copilot Studio, this is a separate tool to create agent. Now, anyone who is just an end user, do not know anything about technology, development, or any technical word, basically. So for you, you can use agent builder, a very easy way to start building agent. And when you are creating agent here with agent builder, you can add the knowledge source limited to your M365 environment. For example, there is an IT support helper I have created, this agent. Now, team, this agent is using the knowledge source limited to my Microsoft. Can you see that? Very limited option. Teams, Outlook, public available website, SharePoint. That's it. I do not have any option to add any data source like Dataverse, SQL, Databricks, Oracle. I don't have that option. Okay. These agents are used internally by your internal users only. Okay. And now coming to the Copilot Studio. This platform is for uh, power makers. Makers means who are aware with Power Platform. They are already aware how to create application, working with automation, right? Because this agent builder here, agent cannot take action. It is just providing you information, giving you outcome, but not taking any action, right? But here, these agents are much advanced than agent builder, right? Because these agents can use tools, it can use intelligence, skills, it can take action, can use automation flows behind the scene. And you have more than 1,500 connectors that you can connect with your agent, not just limited to M365. Any Microsoft service, non Microsoft services, you can connect with your agent, right? More powerful. And there is one more way, advanced way, that is your Azure Foundry, Visual Code, right? Visual Studio, where you can create much advanced, like you are a developer, pro developer, you can use that tool, you can explore different models, create custom models, right? So there are three stages. First is agent builder, very basic for new user, for non-technical user. Then you have Copilot Studio, that is for makers. And third, advanced level, Visual Studio, or you have Azure Foundry. I hope it is clear, makes sense to everyone. I hope I'm not going to miss any question. Vivek, I hope it's clear. Okay, Mayur, I think your query is just like Aman, customer support. Okay, so Mayur, your agent can of course draft the reply, but you have to provide some specific like email, because your agent cannot directly go to Outlook and prepare the reply, but it can prepare the draft, of course, and that draft you can paste to your email. Okay. How to prepare prompt? I couldn't get you, Aman, chatbot. How to prepare prompt? Okay. So Aman, in that case, if you remember, initially I said you need to know where you need to create an agent, right? So for this purpose, how to prepare the prompt? You do not need to actually create an agent. Why? Because already you have an inbuilt agent already available. If you go to M365, there is an prompt coach available. See, this prompt coach is available to every user. Even if you do not have Copilot license, you can use prompt coach. That is there to help you create an prompt or generate the prompt or analyzing your prompt. Okay, so what is Azure AI Search? So Azure AI Search is Microsoft Search, right? It's a kind of a database service that can index your documents, your PDF, website, SharePoint content, database, and other enterprise data, right? And it is actually going to use the most relevant information when user ask for any question. It also support keyword search, semantic search, hybrid search, and so on. Now, why use Azure AI search, right? So team, you can use direct knowledge source also the way we are using right now. But Azure AI search is best if you have, let's say, 500 MB plus content, or if you have millions of records, if you have product records, product catalogs, right? In that case, you can use Azure AI search. Now, if you want to use Azure AI search in Copilot Studio, in that case, first you need to go to Azure portal. You need to create a resource Azure AI search. That in that case, you need to prepare some data like PDF, document, SharePoints, and all. You need to upload or store this data, and you need to prepare it for the indexing. Okay, and then you can use it in your Copilot Studio. Okay, Raju, I hope it makes sense to you. Is it clear? Raju, can you give me thumbs up? Azure AI search is clear. I will share you a document. Just give me a minute. Yes, Manish, you can connect your database to your agent like RDBMS, like SQL Server, and all that. All options are there. You can check the advanced database knowledge source, and you will get SQL Server. And if you do not get any connector, don't worry. You can set up a custom connector and you can create or connect with your database. Okay. Okay. So, Manish, if you want to set up a condition, like for a team you want this particular web search or this particular website, right? Or for that team there is another website kind of a thing, just mention in the instruction. Do not add direct that website into the knowledge source. You can give in the instruction that if leadership team or said, let's say finance team is using this agent, provide answer based on this website. Or if it is like, let's say marketing department, use this website kind of a thing, you can mention in the instruction. Okay, or add that link into the knowledge source and mention in the instruction. Okay, whatever is your condition, mention in the instruction, that will work for you. Okay, so Jaideep has mentioned he is looking for an agent for HR department, and this agent will draft the birthday email and work anniversary email from HR data. How can we accommodate? Okay, in that case, you can create the agent in Copilot Studio, and behind the scene, you can also do one thing. You can create an automation flow. Okay, so there is an actually you do not need to create an agent for the same. Okay, uh, if you want to automatically send that email, birthday wish or anniversary wish, do not go with the agent. You can create an automation flow, and as per your organization employees birth date mentioned in your directory, automatically email will be sent. Now, coming to agent, let's say you are looking for any personalized email kind of a thing. You can give instruction to your agent. This is what you are looking for, and your agent is going to prepare the draft for you. And that simple agent, I think this is a very simple agent. You can do it with Agent Builder too. Okay. Okay. If any answer is missed, please let me know. I think all answers I have given address. Okay. So team, now there is one more part that is left. That is about automation. How you want your agent should be able to take the action. Okay. So for that, I will quickly show you the same agent I have already created. Okay. I will take you to my another environment. Okay. So team, here I have expenses claim assistant, the same agent. I have added the same knowledge source that I have added here. And there is one more public available website I have added. And team, here I have a tool I have added. Mm, okay, there is no. Okay, let me take you back. Yeah, this is the one. So team, this agent is a continuation, you can say, where I have added automation also. As you can see here, I have a tool. So let's first understand what is this tool is all about. Okay. So team, when you let me just take you back to my PPT. So team, when you are going to create an agent, it is very important that your agent should use the knowledge source, a trusted knowledge source. Now coming to the next step after knowledge source, that is about actions and tool. So team, these actions and tool, it will help your agent to perform a task, right? And to take an action. Okay. Now, actions are what turns conversation into a work, into a task. You have pre-built connectors for common system. You have Power Automate flows when you need multi-step logic, for example, any approval flow, any prompt tool, you want to summarize any long emails and all, right? So you can use Power Automate, and if you want to run any dynamic prompt, you can use prompt tool. Here you have agent flow too, right? Agent flow, when the step must be exactly the same every time, you can use agent flow, right? And the last row, it is one people underestimate. In generative mode, agent choose the tool by reading their name and description. Naming a flow is like handing someone an unlabeled toolbox. So whenever you are creating a flow, a prompt, make sure you are giving a proper name, a proper label, and a proper description. Okay. For example, I want a flow that is going to create an ServiceNow incident for a hardware fault. So you have to describe that create a ServiceNow incident for a hardware fault. And then only your agent is going to pick the correct flow as per the requirement. So team, when you are going to work with Power Platform, so Copilot Studio is the strongest when it is a part of wider Power Platform family, not just limited to creating an agent. There are some applications that are working behind the scene. Power Automate flows, agent, you have Power BI reports, right? So Dataverse, that is a cloud-based database management service. You do not need to get connect with a data source, OneDrive, SharePoint. Better manage your data right there in cloud, in Dataverse, right? Power Automate that handle the long running work like an approval, wait for the approval, right? Power Apps that let you connect agent with the application, right? So a field technician, let's say, get help without switching window. And Power BI both feed numbers into the chart, reports, how the agent is performing. It's all linked together, integrated together, all in one solution. And team, if you do not have connector, as I just said, you can create custom connectors, right? You have custom API option, right? So you need to just get an API. You can import the custom connectors. You can set up the authentication for the same, right? Whether a API key or Entra authentication is required, describe the operation, and you are good to use that for your application flow or for your agent. Agent do not have to wait to be asked. An autonomous agent is started by an event instead of a person, right? Here you can look into this example, a supplier. Like supplier invoice arrives in a shared mailbox. Agent is going to read. So team, here you have an option, you can trigger an agent too. That automatically agent is not going to wait for your input or your prompt, but agent is going to trigger automatically, right? That you can do. The agent is going to read it, match it against the purchase order, spot that the amount is off by 200 pounds, and route it to the finance, all before anybody open the inbox. This is the shift from answering question to removing work. One more example, you are into the customer service. Let's say your customer has purchased a product. Okay. Now let's say he has some complaint, or let's say he has some inquiry about that product. So he is going to send an email in the shared mailbox. As soon as there is an email received from the customer in that mailbox, agent will be triggered. An agent is going to check the email, find out the content available in that email, and as per user requirement, and reply will be drafted and sent back to the customer without any human intervention. Let's say customer is looking for um, let's say any inquiry about the product. What is the price? Is there any offer available? So I will add a knowledge source to my agent. My agent is going to refer and accordingly reply will be given. Let's say there is an troubleshooting, some problem is there, issue is there. So my agent is going to give an email to the technician, right? Or post a message to teams. This is what the issue received from the customer and we need to handle it. Okay. So this is how your agent will be very powerful and will help you to take the action automatically. As you grow, resist building one agent that does everything. It becomes impossible to test. Instead, you can go with multi-agent scenario. Give each agent one clear job. Let's say one HR agent, another IT agent, one procurement agent. If you want to have a combined capability, you can create a parent agent, right? and that parent agent is route to the right specialist. Okay. Here is the everyday version. Let's say an employee asks about the laptop policy and their remaining holiday in one message. Now, the parent agent or the front door agent is going to quietly ask behind the scene. He has some team members, IT agent, HR agent, that hey, this is what this user is asking. Now that IT agent is going to give answer about laptop and HR agent is going to give answer about the remaining holiday. And agent is going to combine both the response and answer will be sent back to the end user. Okay. Because they share context and identity, the person never has to repeat their employee number, right? Small focus agent scale and giant one stall. Once your agent is ready, you are good to publish your agent. So I'm coming to publish part later. Let me just explain you the automation part. So team, I'm going back to my same agent expenses claim. Now let's just test this agent. So for example, hi, I need to submit an expenses claim. Okay, it says that how can I help you? Should not ask again. Okay, now it says that I am happy to help you. Please provide these information. Employee ID, expenses date, amount, category, confirmation. Okay, so let's say employee ID EMP001. Expenses date, let's say it was on 10 August 2026. Expenses amount, that was 4,000. Category, let's say it was during business trip. Okay, enter. So I have mentioned all the detail and team, let it process my request. And team, here you will notice get expenses status. So basically the name should be, I have given the name get expenses, but it should be expenses status. So, but that's what I have mentioned in my instruction. And here it says that it is successfully submitted. Now let's just cross check in my file. Okay, let me refresh. Okay, so team, here you can see. No, I need to. Okay, as my cursor was there, so it was added here, but this is what not supposed to be done. Okay. Expenses type was not asked, so that's what not mentioned. Let me check. Expenses date, expenses type is not clearly mentioned here. Employee ID, name, expenses date, amount, description, and status. Somewhere it is going wrong. So I need to change the instruction. I will just quickly recheck. Please submit another detail. I will just close this. Okay, so here I will mention, let's say it is 10 August 2024. Then expenses amount, let's say it is 10,000. Then expense type, travel, expense title, that is travel to Delhi. Here it is getting the correct detail, expenses type, expenses title, and the status. But here the information is not passed correctly. Somewhere the information is not passing to my flow correctly. I just need to check. This is what same information will be mentioned, I guess. Right. So I just need to do some small check for my instruction, and accordingly the information will be passed to the flow, because here my agent is going to capture all the information correctly, as you will notice, but the same is not passed properly to my agent, to my flow, that I will check later. But this is what how I wanted to share. I just want to show you all that how my agent is going to take the information from the end user and passing it to the database behind the scene, right? Similarly, you can use it for creating a ticket. Let's say user has any issue, IT help desk, they can use this way to, capture the ticket automatically or create the ticket automatically. Team, there is one more agent I have. I will just quickly show you, where again I have one automation that is about, it has there in other ID, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so team, this is a proper solution I have created. It's a booking solution. This is a one solution created for a real estate company. So before this agent, they were struggling with their managing their customer appointment. Let's say if a customer need to visit for the property or asking for any property detail, it was taking time or there was a delay responding to the customer, right? But now as we have agent, so agent is going to deal with my customer available 24 by 7 to them and is going to provide the property detail as per their requirement, plus creating the appointment as per customer availability. Okay. So team, here I will show you the agent I have. Behind the scene, you can see there is an application. I will show how this application works. And there is one agent. So this is an application. These are some property detail where I have some 2 BHK property, 3 BHK properties and all, right? And here is a booking detail. So can you see that these bookings are created by Copilot? Now coming to this agent, now let's just test this agent. Okay, I need property showing. Okay, it says that, hi, I can help you with booking a real estate property. What is your name? I will say I'm Komal. Okay, or let's say I will mention I'm Sumit. Sumit Datta. What is your email address? So I will say sd@outlook.com. Okay, it says that verify your detail is correct. Yes. What type of property you want to see? I will say, okay, it's an apartment. How many bedrooms? 3. And this is what the property is available. So what date and time you are looking for? So I will say Sunday 10 a.m. And these are the options. So let's say I will say 16. Did that answer your question? Yes? No. So conversation is done. Good boy. Now I will just go and verify whether my appointment is created or not. Let me refresh. Yeah. Can you see that here? That appointment is created by my agent, detail of the viewer and the date. Okay. So team, this is how automation works behind the scene, right? I have given you demo for different agents, like how agent work based on instruction, agent works based on knowledge source you have updated, and adding tools. Like here, I have added tools that is going to help my agent create the booking request, getting the property information from the data source, right? So you can add tool. When you are going to add tool, you have multiple options. You can add a flow, you can add a prompt tool, and you have different connectors available, right? Once your agent is done, it is very important you can publish your agent. So that I will show you here. I will open an agent. You can click on publish. Publishing means you are publishing your agent to the end users. Okay. Once it is published, you need to choose the channel where your agent will be available. By the time it is publishing, I will quickly show you the channels that is available. So team, you can publish your agent to Microsoft channels like Microsoft 365 Copilot environment, Teams, SharePoint, or you have a demo website to have a preview, right? And if your organization allow you to publish your agent on public channels. So these are the public channels available like Facebook, WhatsApp. This is like external facing agents for your customers, for your vendors, for your partners. Okay. So my agent is published. There is one more setting team you all can just quickly check. This is about authentication, security. You can set up the authentication method. If no authentication means you are making it publicly available. Okay. No authentication is required. But if you're looking for internal user, authentication is required. Select authenticate with Microsoft.